Hello, everybody, and welcome back to NCAA 2005 in the Idaho Vandals Dynasty mode here. We are winding down at the end of this season, and we have a few more games. We've done a good job of winning back to 5-5, which is a huge concern just a couple weeks ago, or, in the previous video, because we were in a bad spot heading to that UCLA game. But we've managed to win a couple games and at least get back within screeching distance of a bowl game. We still probably need to win out to even have a real shot at it, especially now with Arizona, our last conference game on the docket today. We would certainly need a big win here as well at home. And thankfully, most of these games are at home. Remember, in the early days when we didn't have any home games, and now it feels like every game that we've had this season has been a home game, at least all the important ones, which is nice. But we are playing Arizona, who is having a weird go of things. We'll talk about that, once we get past these disciplinary issues real quickly here, because we have Justin Lewis, our top linebacker, and Philip Tolbert, our top cornerback, who are both facing some problems. Now, this is where things get messy because, as you can see, we're out of points again. I don't know how. I thought I saved some from the last time. I don't understand the mechanic. I figured I would get it as we go along, but I have yet to fully understand it. So we're at the point where I need to read like a game facts guide about it because I really don't understand what the problem is or how to work it. But either way, we're going to get more sanctions. It's incoming. The program is going to get more sanctions. So just prepare for that, I guess. It's a good thing that this series is probably ending because, this program is going to get sanctioned into oblivion after this season. So, and Lynch is probably going to run for the hills, and I wouldn't blame him despite any level of success. So Arizona, who's been kind of a mid-team, they went 6-6 last year and lost the Sun Bowl to Illinois, funnily enough, who we beat earlier in the year. They're having a bit of a rough time. Arizona doesn't have a quarterback, and no, I'm not speaking like hyperbolic. No. They don't have a quarterback. All of their quarterbacks either suspended or injured for this game. So they will be starting a freshman receiver, Rashawn Garrison, and a junior receiver, Blair Morris. That is going to be who's throwing the football. And right now, that's where you see Rashawn Garrison, who just had a completion. So, there's a completion to Jarrett Clinton, or one of the receivers here for Arizona. But yeah, so that is who's throwing the football right now, and both of them are boasting a 40 throw power and 40 throw accuracy, so I'm a little bit shocked that it's working so well right now. But just keep that in mind as we watch this video. Arizona doesn't have a quarterback, okay? We got that? Cool. They don't have a quarterback. So now they're going to run with the option player. Garrison's going to keep it himself. Flips it out late, and that is a backup running back, Jimmy Fisher, the freshman, because Arizona's starting running back is also suspended for a quarter. So that is why we have a backup running back as well. So you get the idea this Wildcats team is really on its last legs right now, but they do strike first and they do score early. So I guess we can't be super mad at them because it's working. Whatever they're doing is working. And there's certainly a part of this where if one of the receivers can just run the ball effectively and do the option and stuff, this could work, but they're still clearly trying to throw the football as well, so we just keep that in mind. But we're also throwing the football well as Washington hits Trey Mosley early to start here. Trey Mosley got injured in the last video, but some time has passed and he is okay, and we now have him back in the game, and we're going to need him in the game. So, at least I believe. But it's a nice completion. We're going to keep moving on offense now. Going to keep progressing, hopefully, as Washington drops back here. Flips one across the middle quickly here, and that looks like it was Doug Nolan, maybe. And I believe it might have been. It could have been. No, I think it was Doug Nolan. I'm trying to think. I think the only white person that we have in our receiving corps who's starting, I think, is Doug Nolan. So I think Doug Nolan's going to get himself his second touchdown of the year. He's of course starting, or spot starting, I guess, because of how the receiving corps is kind of structured right now. It's kind of weird, but he gets a touchdown, so we'll take it. Now we're back on offense here, as clearly Arizona's offense cannot sustain for long, and that's Roderick Williams off to the races. And I don't know who is in pursuit. That might be a DB, but it kind of built like a linebacker. Either way, they didn't have anywhere near the speed required to lock down Roderick Williams on that play, as you can see. I mean, as you can very clearly see. So this is what a team that has a somewhat competent passing offense can do, and what a team cannot do. But I shouldn't speak too earlier. But Roderick Williams gets touchdown number 6 on the year. Now the numbers are kind of looking a little bit firm. The projections are not that good for Roderick Williams in his final season as a Vandal. So it's unfortunate, but that's what happens when you have quarterback troubles. And Washington himself only has just a little over 2,200 yards on the year. His touchdown INT split is very impressive, though. That's 26-10, so that's pretty decent. And our defense here is going to get a huge turnover as this ball is tipped and batted around. And there's Phil Tolbert, because remember, we only ended up suspending him for a quarter because, I can't afford to play without two of our best defensive players. So we're trying to win games here, okay? So take that, NCAA. You can sanction me later. Deal with it. But Garrison's back on offense now with the Wildcats. Or actually, no, this is Blair Morris, the other receiver who's going to play quarterback for Arizona. He is back on offense with the Wildcats after we had to give it back following the interception. We couldn't do nothing with it. And Blair Morris, with his feet, is going to pick up quite a bit of yardage. But now, running back, which is 3rd and 15. Now Garrison is back out at quarterback. 2 gloves, like Teddy 2 gloves. And that ball is tipped and batted around, and this time it's going to fall safely to the turf. We had a couple guys over there in the vicinity trying to get another interception, but that one just falls safely to the turf. But now on 4th and 15, we have someone else now listed at quarterback. I don't know who this is now. We have someone else at quarterback throwing the football. And was that Garrison who just caught that? No way. There's no way. Is that Garrison who just caught that? I refuse to believe. I refuse to believe it. And it might be an actual legitimate quarterback. It could be maybe Nick Pearson. It's not Nick Pearson, because that's the second quarterback listed on their depth chart, but that's a different number. That was 12. I don't even know who that is. We don't have enough people. But anyway, Blair Morris gets a touchdown pass. He throws it and finds it to Traverse Lake, who is Arizona's top receiver here, and that's touchdown number 10 for him. So the Wildcats do march it down the field with their hodgepodge quarterback situation, and they do finally cash in on a drive here after we kind of stalled out following a turnover. They even things up at 14 apiece now. Late in the second quarter, Arizona back with the football, and that's Garrison once again floating one out to Traverse Lake. We've seen Lake get quite a bit of catches here, and this is just a comedy. Just a comedy. Phil Tolbert is injured. He's injured. So Phil Tolbert is gone. So I risk sanctions to have him play this game, and he got injured. So the football gods are trying to tell us something here in Moscow, and I just refuse to listen. But hey, there's an interception, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's Jeff Lewis with the interception, heading the other way here, and he's going to get brought down it is Jeff Lewis. I was correct. So we lose Phil Tolbert after risking sanctions, and he gets injured, but we risk the sanctions with Jeff Lewis as well, and he gets an interception, nearly gets a pick 6. So, you win some, you lose some, okay? A wise man once said, you win some and you lose some. But Arizona, we can only expect more turnovers to happen for the Wildcats because of this situation. You can even just see the way the ball leaves their quarterback's hands, just kind of like a weird lob, like a duck. It sits like a rock through the air because they have 40 throw power and 40 throw accuracy. But it's 3rd and 1 now. We're trying to continue the drive here, and Storm Malone's going to get the call, and he's at least going to get the first down for us and continue the drive. But now it's only a minute and a half left in the second quarter. And so, we don't have to be super smart with time. We got plenty of time to at least get into the end zone, but now it's quickly 3rd down again. Clock is ticking away here down to a minute, and Washington flips this one into the end zone, and that pass is broken up as there was nothing but traffic in the way. Washington just trying to force that one through a window that did not exist. So bring out Dennis here with a minute left to go. Arizona trying to conserve some time, so bring out Dennis to knock one through, and now we take a 17-14 lead against the team that doesn't have a quarterback. I'm just going to keep letting you know that we are currently in a battle with a team that does not have any of the quarterbacks on their roster healthy enough or not in trouble enough to play this game. So Garrison's back at quarterback, and he throws another interception, I believe this time to Dan Kramer, and this time it is going to be a pick 6, this one heading the other way, and that is the 3rd turnover that the Wildcats have had because, again, they don't have a quarterback. But we do have good players on defense that can capitalize on things like this. And so now without Philip Tolbert, we're going to have to really find points, I guess, where we can get them. That's crazy to say, but a cornerback, because, that's where we're getting the production we're seeing. But I guess my point is, with a game like this, we're just going to have to fight to earn points. That's just going to be the kind of struggle that it is. But Garrison now with the Wildcats back on offense following the pick 6. And again, they just seem to be moving as long as Traverse Lake has his hands available and he himself is not hurt. Because that just seems to be the only way the Wildcats offense is moving here. But on a 3rd and 4, they're going to try and go with a full back dive to Kelvin Madison. To Michael Horton. I was looking at the running back stat. But Michael Horton unable to get there, so that's going to bring a 4th down for the Wildcats, and now bring out their kicker. Normally when, in these older games, when the teams run out of quarterbacks, they go to kicker, like instinctively, but I guess maybe Arizona's kickers and punters don't have like a good enough stat? I don't know. I think 40 is the lowest you can get at any of these stats here, just baseline, and these receivers have it, so I don't understand the strategy here. But they missed the field goal, but Arizona's going to get the ball back here as the Vandals offense has decided to stop playing football. And Garrison realized that he's a receiver that can run the football very well, so he's just going to do that. He's just going to try and do that. And there you can see the first down numbers here. It's pretty much just been all Arizona in this game, which is crazy to say, even though we're up by 10. If they could just capitalize on any of these drives, we might be in a little bit of trouble as Garrison finds another Vandal defender across the middle of the field. And I believe that's Ryan, who was injured for a couple weeks in the middle of the season here, and he's finally, healthy and alive. Broderick Ryan. The senior, who was injured for a little bit in the middle of the season, and there he is. Wow, what a crazy athletic play! He had to come to that one. Had to come and grab it. So another third down though for the Vandals here. This time we're going to give it to Stuart Malone on a read option, and he's going to cut right up the middle of the field, and he's going to get us a first down and close to the 30 or inside the 30 of Arizona. So we might get another opportunity here on offense. Who knows? I know you guys probably just saw that third down conversion rate for both teams. It's been ugly. So 2nd and 10 now. No one in the backfield for Washington. And he's just going to find an absolute... give me a second. Just give me a second here. Give me a second. I'm just trying to collect myself because they don't have a quarterback. Why are we struggling with a team that doesn't have a quarterback? I know that this play in particular has nothing to do with them not having a quarterback, but it has everything to do with us having one. And him doing stupid stuff like this, getting interception number 11, just throwing an absolute dime to the defense. And so that's how the third quarter is going to end. And now Arizona's still very much in this game. One score, and it's, back to one possession, and they could do something potentially. But it's 3rd and 1 now in our end. They're going to go with a fullback dive to Michael Horton, and he's going to pick it up for the Wildcat offense. So they're going to, at the very least, continue this drive. But quickly becomes 3rd and 14 once again. The Keep It Home is not rocking at all, and I don't blame them. But pressure's on, and that pass is sent out. And Dan Kramer had a chance to get his hand on the football, but just chose not to, I guess. Chose not to. And Clinton. Okay, so Clinton, that's a third name that's not even listed on here between Morris and Garrison. So I don't know who Clinton is. I looked through the roster. I don't know who this is, man. I don't have everyone written down here. Actually, no, J.R. Clinton. So, okay, that is... so they're also throwing their third receiver on the depth chart, who's also a freshman. They're also throwing him at receiver. So maybe there's some plays that I thought it was Garrison, but it's actually Clinton. So they've got everyone just kind of playing it. Oh, and Dan Kramer's injured, by the way. Dan Kramer's injured, by the way. He's also injured. Oh, my God, dude. This game, dude, it just throws everything at you all at once. But Arizona's within one score here, and now they're running with the read option once again. It's working. Did he just stop in his tracks? Did he just, see God for a second and was like, what do I do? But, yeah, I guess J.R. Clinton is now playing quarterback as well. Maybe they realize that Garrison, is not going to work, and so they're just switching it out. Oh, and Dan Kramer's out for a week, so... There you go. Bye. See ya. So we might see him in a bowl game if we even make it to one. Hopefully we do, but I don't know at this rate. And Arizona scores, by the way. They score. They managed to score a touchdown. The Wildcats, the team without a quarterback, manages to score a passing touchdown. Yay. Amazing. And that was Jared Clinton again. I guess maybe they found their guy, man. They found their dude. As Lynn Gregory, the junior tight end for Arizona, gets the touchdown. So now it's a tie game with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And guess who's back on offense? Because we can't do anything on offense. Because this offense is trash. It's putrid. This team is putrid. I'm losing my mind. Now it's 4th and 11 now as our defense is doing something, more so than the offense is doing, and going to try and run for it. Looks like maybe is Garrison again. He might be back at quarterback. I don't know. He tries to run for it, and he goes absolutely nowhere, so it's going to be a turnover and downs. The only way that we're going to get any sort of chance at this stage in the game because of how bad everyone wants to play. So 2nd and 10 now for our offense. Washington back out there. Please, for the love of God, do anything. And Stuart Malone, the fullback, who's doing something here. He's going to get run right up the middle and get at least a first down, and he's averaging almost 10 yards a carry. The fullback is averaging almost 10 yards a carry. Where's C.R. Madison? What is this team? It's making me angry. 3rd and 4 now for the Vandals offense. And now we're going to give it to C.R. Madison with a nice little spin move here. And, he's not going anywhere. So it looked cool, but he's not going anywhere. So who cares? So bring out Dennis here for a field goal because we can't do anything on offense against a team that has no quarterback. And the kick is up, and at least, thank God, he can make it. So we at least now have a 3-point lead with 39 seconds left in the game. And this is a close game, a nail-biter, and I should be a lot more, tensed up. But I'm just mad. I'm just angry that this is even where we're at right now at this point in the season as Arizona's lack of quarterback again tries to run for it, and that's all Garrison has really just been able to do. And now it's 4th and 11. Time is ticking away here. The Wildcats down to the last opportunity. It's going to have to be a home run shot if they can even get it down there without an actual arm. And he's going to try another lame duck of a ball, and it is caught. He does manage to catch it here, so timeout's going to get called. And so now Arizona's going to get a chance to reshuffle the deck here and maybe try another shot downfield. So 4 seconds here. Time's ticking away. We're already at triple zeros, and another lame duck of a ball gets batted around and intercepted to himself, and that's the 5th turnover for the Wildcats and the final nail in the coffin for the Wildcats as the Vandals absolutely battle here just to survive. And Jarvis Fields, I believe, bats that one to himself, playing a shallow zone, by the way, in a play that needs to go to the end zone. So defensive coordinator, solid choice right there instead of playing prevent. Solid. But anyway, the game is over. We win. It's the 6th win of the season. I said before, they don't ask how, they just ask how many. But when that's how, I think that needs to be addressed. I think that needs to be at least asked about or talked about. But Lynch is really just putting an absolute circus of a team right now on the field right now. There's certainly been worse Idaho teams, absolutely. This is not the 1-11 squad that we fielded in year number 1. So, obviously things are not as bad as they appear, but in a season where expectations are actually being had, this is bad, man. This is really bad. They doubled our first down production, guys. They outrushed us. They doubled our rushing production, guys. They outthrew us, guys. They were in the red zone more than we were. We were more efficient in the red zone, so I guess that matters more. But, just Arizona played well enough to win is the big takeaway. A team that doesn't have a quarterback played well enough to win against a team that did. Deanna Washington went 10 for 27. So we don't have a quarterback either. So maybe this game is more fair than I thought. And at this point in the season, you might be screaming to start Worthington, but I think as I was recording, I lost the faith. Worthington had played in limited starts during the injury-riddled season that we had a couple years ago, and, Washington was the freshman, so I had bigger aspirations for the freshman to do well, and he's not. So we somehow scrub out another 4-4 season in conference. I have no idea how. And then we beat West Virginia to finish 7-5 on the year, which, again, I don't know how. Here are your Heisman results. Obviously, we're nowhere close to the Heisman and never will be and never should be, honestly. But we do get an invitation to play in the Las Vegas Bowl to rematch against Colorado State, who beat us in the Emerald Bowl in the previous season. So this is a huge one. Probably the last game of the series. We're going to stake it all on this, guys, and I need you guys to be there. I need you guys to root us on through our struggles against Colorado State. So I hope to see you guys in Vegas.